D2 Word Life here with John Laurinaitis fanboy Tides.
No. It's welcome back. It's your boys. Plus a John Laurinaitis fanboy that hopes that John Laurinaitis does not get convicted.
Yeah, that fanboy would be you.
No, that would be you.
No.
Yes.
It's like, no, that's you, but,
No, that's you.
regardless, this asshole that I'm talking to decided to have us review Over the Limit 2012. I remember, and before we get into this review, I remember watching this on pay-per-view back when it was like $59 to $69 on pay-per-view before we had, Peacock, the network, Netflix, all that stuff. And I remember watching the main event for this show, and at the end I was thinking to myself, this is garbage. I never want to watch this show again. Long behold, 13 years later, you're making me watch it again.
Yeah.
I knew at some point doing these reviews was a bad idea.
You may have thought it in the back of your head, but you never expected me to pick one of the worst
Shows
WWE pay-per-views that they've had. And that was freaking People Power.
Yeah. But yeah.
And this is the first, this is only one of two of three of the pay-per-views that were part of People Power.
Yeah, we got one more to go, which we'll eventually get to that one, which
was 2012's Extreme Rules.
Which I believe was the second best pay-per-view of the four.
It was the first pay-per-view of People Power. Well, actually, no. This is number 3 out of 4 because WrestleMania was the start of People Power.
You had Mania 28, which that was a great show. You had Extreme Rules 2012, which was the second best show because
it was also the second pay-per-view under People Power. Well, technically the first, but the second.
You had No Way Out in June of 2012, which that was the third best because that was when People Power came in. And smack dab in the middle, we have this shit that we're about to review, thanks to you wanting to see the world burn. But it did have a hidden gem in here, so it's not 100% shit, but it's like 98% shit, maybe 95% shit. And I'm talking about Over the Limit 2012. Thank you for making me watch and review this, you son of a bitch.
You're welcome, buddy.
And it took place on May 20th, 2012 in Raleigh, North Carolina at the PNC Arena with an attendance of 8,000 unfortunate fans that had to witness it.
And millions of unfortunate fans watching at home.
And the commentators for this event were Jerry Lawler, Booker T, and your boy, the whole suck-up Michael Cole.
No, it's your boy, the ass-kissing Michael Cole. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. I'm just so glad freaking he doesn't.
Because you're also an ass-kisser.
I ain't no ass-kisser.
Yes, you are.
It's like, no, I ain't.
Uh-huh.
And the ring announcers for this event were Justin Roberts and Lillian Garcia. And Lillian Garcia fumbled during one of the announcements. We'll get to that later on.
No, she didn't. She said it was Camacho with Hunico, or Hunico with Camacho.
As in she was implying that freaking Hunico was competing in the match, not Camacho, but we'll talk about that later.
No, she said it's Hunico with Camacho.
Yeah, well,
he wasn't implicating anything.
Usually when an announcer says, "Oh, this is so and so with so and so," the second person they announce is usually the manager outside the ring. like Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman, or CM Punk with AJ Lee, or Seth Rollins with Becky Lynch. Usually the second name implied is the manager on the outside. Yeah.
Uh-huh. She got it
Usually.
mixed up. She didn't fumble shit.
She fumbled.
You fumble your words.
Don't let him confuse you. And why do you got to bring up truthful facts?
You fumble your whole life.
Doing a lot better than most people that we know, but that's another story, completely different. But yeah, the pre-show for this one was Kane defeating Zack Ryder. Yeah, Zack Ryder always got buried here.
Yeah, because of the Hosky.
And real quick, before we really get into the depths of this review, what's your thoughts on Zack Ryder actually being one of the invaders on NXT now as his Matt Cardona persona right now?
Well, it's not it's actually himself, because his name is Matt Cardona.
Yeah, but what's your thoughts on that one?
He was in TNA for a while, and then went to WWE, then went to the Indies, and then went back to TNA, and now he's invading WWE. So it went full circle. That just means he's eventually going to go from TNA to WWE again.
And yeah, instead at the start of this show, we didn't start off with a video hype package or nothing. We just got straight into it with a 20-man battle royal.
Impromptu 20-man battle royale.
With a winner of this
people power.
Where the winner of this battle royal would end up challenging either the U.S. champion Santino or the Intercontinental champion Cody Rhodes at this later on in the show. And I'm not going to go through freaking every single participant because you know how a battle royal works. Be eliminated, you got to be thrown over the top rope, both feet hitting the floor. That's usually how battle royals work in the case of this one. Right?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, but we will, however, go into the final moments of this matchup where, you know, the final four was The Miz, Tyson Kidd, David Otunga, and Christian. And yeah, we all know David Otunga was your boy. You want him to win everything. But yeah, Tyson Kidd got eliminated by Miz and Otunga, and then The Miz and Otunga went to double team freaking Christian, but Christian fought back, eliminated Otunga, but The Miz then got cocky. Christian ended up eliminating The Miz to win the match.
Yeah.
Story. And after the match, Christian pointed to Santino, teasing that he would be going after the U.S. Championship. Which, let's be honest, would have been interesting because had he gone for the U.S. title here and won it, that would have made Christian a Grand Slam champion. But, yeah, more on that later. Right?
Let's just say a certain superstar opened his mouth and insert foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we had the whole opening video package following that, which pretty much centered around the hype of the main event with the Battle of the Johns, as in Laurinaitis versus Cena, which I am not looking forward to talking about at all, period. Right?
Yes, you are.
No, that would be more of a you match to talk about. Right?
It'd kind of be ironic.
Yes. But anyway, after the show intro, we go back to ringside where we have the tag team championships on the line. It was tag champions Kingston and R-Truth taking on Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger.
With Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy was in the corner of R-Truth, and Kingston, you couldn't see him though. And then Vicky Guerrero, the OG Karen, your favorite, was in the corner of Ziggler and Swagger here.
Yeah, and your boy was saying, "Oh, Vicky looks so nice in her outfit." Blech.
Oh, I bet you were eyeballing Vicky in her outfit.
I know you were.
Oh, we know you were. We know you wanted Vicky at this point.
Nope.
The OG Karen. We all know she was your favorite. But after some back and forth, which included freaking Dolph Ziggler's headstand chin lock, I believe he had on Truth at this point. Or was it Kingston who got the chin lock? Well, whatever. Both teams went back and forth. No one had the advantage for too long. Of course, the heels had to do the heel
Kingston.
tactics.
It was Kofi.
Yeah. Of course, Ziggler and Swagger, the heels had the momentum when it came to like the rest holds and the beatdown. I think freaking Truth got the hot tag in. And it was just a chaotic brawl afterwards after about good 10 minutes of tag action here. And of course the match ended when freaking Kingston executed the Trouble in Paradise on Ziggler to get the pinfall win and retain the titles. And Vicky Guerrero was distraught. Despite her yelling, that did not help.
Yes, you enjoyed her yelling, didn't you? You also enjoyed seeing all those holes in her outfit.
No, that was you. Oh yeah, not to mention, I almost forgot about this. During the entrances, she said her famous line, "Excuse me," which brought back memories that I tried to repress.
Uh-huh.
The OG Karen, but your thoughts on this tag match that Kingston and R-Truth won, defeating Ziggler and Swagger? And is there any other spots that stand out to you?
The jokes that Jerry the King Lawler and Booker were making.
Especially at Vicky's expense.
Yes.
Yeah. 2012 was a different wild time. Right.
Well, also they had the one segment in 2012 which had Jerry the King Lawler and John Cena saying, "Oh, she woke up in sections."
Obviously, they couldn't get away with that today, but back then they could.
Well, you wake up in sections every morning.
Who you calling fat? Who you calling a fat ass? Fat ass?
I'm not a fat ass.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I'm skinnier than you.
You ain't that much better shape than me, fat ass.
I'm not a fat ass.
What are you, about 250, 260? That's beside the point, all right?
About 245?
Asshole. Asshole, I can't beat that. Anyway.
Yeah, call me a fat ass.
Yeah, but anyway, this match I thought was a little bit above average. It was just, your simple standard tag match. We've seen them hundreds of times.
Yes.
But it wasn't a dud. It might as well, compared to the main event, this tag match might as well have been a 5-star classic. If you know what I mean. We'll get to that later. All right? But then we go after a backstage segment involving, what was it, Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex go around confiscating freaking anti-Laurinaitis signs, thanks to Eve Torres telling him to.
It's anything that was anti-people power.
Yeah, so if you were in the crowd that night with a sign that said F people power, you would obviously get your sign taken away.
I just have more.
In your back pocket.
Exactly.
But anyway.
No, I'll just have them stuffed right underneath my row there, and just go, "Hey guys, another sign." Oh, they take my hey, another sign.
They'd be looking at you. How many sides did you bring? More than what you can carry, right?
Exactly. All of a sudden, you just see me pull out like 30 freaking signs. Aha! And there's more to this.
Anyway, we go on to the next match, which was for the well-hated Divas Championship. The only reason I say hate is because, well, now it's frowned upon. The belt design was crappy. But that didn't mean that this match was, right?
It wasn't that bad. It's just people were talking shit about it.
It was essentially the butterfly belt is what we're talking about, right?
It was a decently designed belt for the time that they had because they retired the women's championship belt that they had previously.
Which that was a mistake.
Because everyone was talking crap about that. Then they brought out another design for it, and people were talking crap about that. And then people were like, oh, okay, we'll go with this belt design for a while.
Ugh.
And then what do they do shortly after this? They bring back the old women's belt design.
Women's championship, which was all right. But now we have a new modern version of the women's title with gold plating in it and a women's world title. So, yeah.
Yeah, but then people are talking shit about that. There's no helping people. Well, there's also no pleasing people either, so.
Of course, then again, there's a bunch of people who thought the WWE Championship spinner belt was a great design for it. And then there's people that be like, no, that belt was ugly and hideous.
Yes.
People can say anything they want about any championship design. That's their own opinion. Right?
That's why I said there's no way to please people.
I mean, hell, the fans could put together their own championship belt design that they want. WWE can make it real, and there'd still be people hating on it. You know what I mean?
Well, they made Kirk County tag team belts that were cardboard.
Yeah, it's funny. Anyway, we had the Divas Champion. Back on track. We had the Divas Championship on the line. It was Layla defending her newly won title that she won 3 weeks prior at the Extreme Rules 2012 pay-per-view, defending against Beth Phoenix here.
Yes.
And of course, Beth Phoenix was originally supposed to get her rematch for the Divas title at the Extreme Rules 2012 show, but was pulled out due to injury. Layla came out as a surprise opponent for, I believe, Nikki Bella at that time.
Yes.
And Layla ended up pinning Brie to win the championship. It was just so chaotic, and the Bella Twins were fired on WWE television. In reality, they left the company to do other ventures before returning the following year. From what I know, right?
Well, they were also recovering from injury.
That too, right? And
I think their dad had passed away as well.
Around that time, right?
Yes. If it wasn't shortly after this pay-per-view, then it was around this time, around that general time, the month that he had passed, before they let them go.
But anyway, the story about this one is Beth Phoenix was dominant for a while, working on Layla's injured leg, injured knee, which was in a knee brace for the most part of it. Yeah. And then in the very end, Layla actually fought back.
Because Beth Phoenix caused Layla to have a leg injury because she just kept attacking her leg.
Yeah, near the end of the match up here, Layla did fight back, though, but Beth Phoenix tried to stay in control, but Layla ended up executing her finishing neck breaker on Phoenix to retain the championship.
Yeah.
And of course, Phoenix displayed her dominating power by hitting just big power moves on top of working on the knee. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and Layla got some offense too, but it seems like most offense Layla tried to do was always cut off by Phoenix working on the leg or knee throughout most of this matchup. It was a good little matchup here, nothing really special. I mean, their match a month later, I think, was more entertaining with the antics of Layla, but that's just my opinion. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, your thoughts on this one with Layla retaining here over Phoenix in their first encounter on pay-per-view, the first of two.
It was interesting. Was it both their best? No.
Was it a good Divas?
Did they have better matches and better encounters? By far.
Was it a great women's match knowing the time period? Yes. I guess, if you want to call it that. Right?
Could Beth Phoenix face anyone of this generation for the women's title? Yes.
Or now that she's known now as Beth Copeland. But still, I thought.
Because look at Natalia. She's still going, and she's going after the Reyes del Reyes title, which is the women's championship down in Mexico.
See, I thought this match was alright. It was serviceable for what it was. It ain't gonna be like no match stealer match or anything like that, but yeah, it was alright for what it was. It was a good women's match considering the time period. And I thought, and Layla winning came out of nowhere, surprised by I understand why they wanted to extend her reign out longer than 3 weeks. At this point, right?
Yeah.
And of course, obviously, this loss would lead to their rematch a month later, which obviously, as we know, Layla won that one too. Right? So yeah, and then we've seen an interview conducted in the back with Randy Orton talking about freaking his RKO he performed on Sheamus after faking him out on SmackDown. Right?
Saying his victory for the week before was a fluke.
And then Jericho came in, got pretty much confronted Orton, saying he beat Orton in a match, he beat Sheamus in a match, didn't beat Del Rio because he kept avoiding him. And Jericho said tonight he's going to prove that he's the best in the world at everything he does. And then Randy Orton just looked at him serious in the face and goes, tonight I'm going to prove that you are the best in the world at taking an RKO from me and losing. What? Right?
Yes.
But to that we go on to the fatal four-way match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was World Champion Sheamus defending against Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, and Alberto Del Rio, accompanied by Ricardo Rodriguez. And God, I still have that image in my head from the freaking No Way Out show that we freaking reviewed 2 weeks ago. Thanks a lot.
Oh, Del Rio Ruse?
Which literally would happen a month after this. Jeez.
Yes.
So yeah.
And I have a very disturbing question for you. Do you think Del Rio was wearing his face on his underwear, so he was wearing his own Del Rio Ruse?
Probably not. I don't want to think about that. That would be like me asking you, hey, do you wear freaking briefs that has your ass or your face printed on your ass? That would be weird.
Actually, I would.
That's disturbing in its own right.
They'll be taking shit face to a whole literal reason.
But yeah, freaking the match started off with a...
Or you literally say you shit on yourself.
Yeah, then I'd be looking at your face like that and be like, you never looked any better. You'd be like, fuck you. Right?
Yes.
But anyway, the match started off with, I think it was Sheamus and Del Rio facing off, Jericho and Orton facing off. And it was just, a wild, chaotic four-way match. Not one man had the advantage for too damn long. And every time there was a pinfall attempt, another opponent would come in and break it up. Standard four-way rules, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at one point near the end, Jericho had the walls of Jericho on Sheamus, only for the hold to be broken up by Orton, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
I think Orton freaking nailed an RKO on a Jericho. I think he also nailed one on Del Rio as well. And of course, near the end, Sheamus went for a freaking broad kick on Jericho. Jericho ducked it. Tried to get Sheamus back down again, but Sheamus freaking countered it and executed the white noise on the Jericho to get the pinfall.
Yes.
And at this point, freaking Del Rio and Orton were on the outside, couldn't break it up. So yeah, is there any other spots that stand out in this four-way match that you can think of?
Randy hit two fucking RKOs simultaneously.
Yeah, and then Jericho out there desperate trying to prove a point, knowing he had several matches for world championships and came up short at this point. All right. And every single opportunity, but he still ended up eating the pinfall anyway. Right? And of course, with this win that Sheamus had, it would really, in the long run, it would set up the whole feud he would have with Del Rio, which we all know was supposed to be the match for No Way Out, but that did not happen. Instead, we had Ziggler versus Sheamus. All right?
Because Del Rio got injured, and that's where we saw Del Rio ooze.
Of course, Sheamus and Del Rio would eventually have their one-on-one feud heading into, I believe, Money in the Bank and SummerSlam that year. I know SummerSlam for sure, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a chaotic back and forth type match. It's one of those matches you just got to see for yourself, because even if I tried to recite it spot for spot, it would just take too damn long. Right? But Sheamus retaining here, I thought that was decent, and the fans were actually cheering for Sheamus. It was obviously the fan favorite going in to retain here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a good match. You know what was not a good match? The next one we're about to talk about, even though it's leagues better than the freaking dang main event. Why do I keep saying that? I'm dreading talking about the main event. If you can't tell already, that's like the third time I brought it up without even being there to review it yet. You're just sitting there laughing because you know it's coming sooner or later. Laugh it up all you want, buddy.
Oh, I will.
But yeah, we see The Miz come out for a second time in the show, cut a promo talking about his opponent, Brodus Clay, and saying that he wanted to vent out his frustrations to management out there, and he also said that he is a better dancer than freaking Brodus Clay. I'm like, cringe! Right?
Yeah.
So The Miz started dancing or whatever, but that's when Brodus Clay interrupted him, came out with Naomi and Cameron doing his whole, like, dancing entrance stick at this point, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this match was impromptu, so yep. So yeah, the Miz, Brodus Clay was dominating the Miz for the most part. Miz did fight back though, got some offense back in this short, like 5-minute matchup. Was in control until Brodus Clay fought back. Ended up hitting Miz with a running splash to get the pinfall win. There's really not much substance to this. Your thoughts on this one?
It was good, especially when your boy kept saying, "Oh, Cameron and Naomi don't beat Vicky in the jiggle.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that line? That was cringe. All right.
Also, he's like, "Oh, she's a better dresser than she looks better than." I'm like, ugh.
And no, your real reaction is, I agree with everything, all of that statement.
No, that was you.
No, that was you.
Nope.
But yeah, to me, it kind of fell flat. I'm not expecting a 5-star classic from freaking Brodus Clay or Tyrus or anything like that, but The Miz had way better matches than this, obviously. Right? But, it was more like, I guess if you wanted to count as a comedy match, it kind of was, considering Miz got humiliated again despite being a former WWE champion and WrestleMania headliner at this point. Right?
Yeah.
If you want to count it as a comedy match. But for me, felt more like a glorified squash where freaking Clay had most of the advantage in the match. Right? If I could put it that way, but better than some of the other matches we're going to be talking about here in a second. Right? So yeah, backstage we see Cody Rhodes backstage.
Talking to the hostie.
Talking to the hostie, talking shit, talking to Eve Torres. He was putting his foot in his own mouth. Saying that, yeah, Christian's going to be a great or United States champion.
He's like, oh, Christian's going to win the the freaking U.S. title. You made me fucking almost call it the Intercontinental. You fucked hard. The U.S. title and make it legitimate. Like, I made the Intercontinental champion legit. He didn't make shit legitimate.
And that's when Christian came up and goes, oh, yeah, really? Okay.
Is that like, oh, what were you saying?
What were you saying?
Oh, he's like, oh, I was just saying that you're good. It's great that you're going to go for the U.S. title and show the malice. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're full of shit.
And he goes, oh, yeah, and by the way, I changed my mind. I'm going after you in the Intercontinental title.
Yes.
And the look on Cody Rhodes' face after the announcement looked like he turned ashen white.
Yes.
Which brings us, obviously, to our next match. It was, in fact, Cody Rhodes defending the Intercontinental Championship against Christian. And yeah, and I would like to envision that when Cody Rhodes was in control over Christian during this matchup, with some of the rest holds he had on him, I bet Cody Rhodes looked at Christian's blonde hair at the time, and he probably thought to himself, I'm gonna dye my hair one of these days and become the face of the industry. You know the joke I'm making, right?
No, he died just because he became the American Nightmare.
I know, but you know the joke I'm going for, knowing where Rhodes is at right now.
Yes. But also, they were making jokes about Cody, saying, oh, Dusty should have whooped him more and he would have gained respect.
Yeah, because this was when Cody Rhodes was young and pompous, being the typical young heel at this point, or something. Yeah, and Chris, this was Cody Rhodes' second Intercontinental title reign. And despite freaking trying to be in control and fight back, wear down Christian actually fought back. And right at the end, when Rhodes thought he was in control over Christian fought back, executed the kill switch or the unpurrier, whatever you want to call it, to Rhodes.
The uncourtier?
The unpurrier, goddammit.
Uncourtier.
Yeah, you're uncourtier. Well, whatever you want to call it.
Your ass is uncourtier.
Whatever. Christian hit the freaking kill switch on Rhodes to get the pinfall win and win his fourth Intercontinental title. Man, we got 2 more Christian Intercontinental Championship matches that we didn't even review yet on pay-per-view.
Yes.
At this point now. Hard to believe. But any other But what are some of the spots that stand out to you in this Rhodes and Christian matchup?
Let's see.
Sorry, he's doing some thinking. I know it hurts.
Go fuck yourself. Cody was in fighting form, I guess. He did a lot of offense in the beginning and then just became a punching bag in the after a while.
Oh yeah, and I like to. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot Christian or Cody Rhodes was being a little arrogant when he goes, "I am the greatest IC champion. I made this title." And right before Christian hit the kill switch on him to win the match, monologuing is a villain's greatest weakness, folks. Right?
Yeah, look at it's Chelsea Green.
Jesus, why? But yeah, I thought this match was all right. It was a little bit above average to me. I thought it was all right for what it was. Christian winning, I believe, was the right decision to cap off his night on this show after his big return. And I believe this would be Christian's last championship win before he had to retire due to freaking concussions before making a return in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought the match was good. It was servable. It was just.
And this was Cody's third title defense on a pay-per-view since he beat Big Show at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, maybe his third defense overall, but his first defense on pay-per-view since winning it back, since Extreme Rules was a month prior. And, well, Cody Rhodes lost it. So obviously when it comes to Cody Rhodes' Intercontinental Championships, reigns, a lot of people like to remember his first reign as opposed to his second reign. When his first reign lasted about 7-8 months, his second reign only lasted about a month, maybe less than. Right? Yeah, and then we see CM Punk get interviewed in the back, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because he was talking about his match with Daniel Bryan that was upcoming, by the way. And I just love his little impression here. He goes, yeah, if you would have told Vince McMahon about 10 years ago that Daniel Bryan and CM Punk would be one of the main events for one of his pay-per-views for the WWE Championship, then CM Punk says, this is how McMahon would have reacted at that point. Who the hell is Daniel Bryan? And who the hell is CM Punk? Literally said it in the McMahon voice.
Yes.
Which I found funny. I'm like, that impression is spot on. Right?
Yep.
But yeah, up next we have what I think was the best match of the night. It was CM Punk defending the WWE Championship against Daniel Bryan. Oh yeah, and by the way, there was a little interaction with CM Punk and AJ Lee backstage right before this matchup too, following up that interview, which I found intriguing. Right?
Yeah.
Because if the rumors are to be freaking believed, I think Punk and Lee were dating at this point. And we all know where that would ultimately lead. Right? In real life, not on screen.
Oh, they were just about to start dating at that point, and then the month after they actually started going out.
Yeah, we all know where that would lead. But yeah, I can't go through this spot for spot. It would just be way too long here. Because, you know, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan never had a bad match after the introductions were done. Friggin' they went back and forth on each other. None of them had the advantage for very long here. With rest holds, other maneuvers that they pulled off. Daniel Bryan was trying to work on the arm of Punk here. Trying to wake it up because I guess in storyline it was kind of injured going in. He had the elbow all taped up, which really isn't that uncharacteristic for Punk to have his elbow taped up. Right? You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
Punk has his ribs taped up.
Yep. And Daniel Bryan was trying to work on the injured body parts, including and trying to wear freaking Punk down by targeting the freaking arm, targeting the legs, targeting the ribs, doing everything he can to bring CM Punk down into submission at this point, right?
Yeah.
And every time CM Punk would try to nail the GTS, freaking Daniel Bryan would always counter it, right?
Yep.
So yeah, throughout this whole back and forth match, which you're gonna have to just see for yourself, it's probably the only good match, one of only two good matches on this show. Freaking in the end, Bryan freaking applied the yes lock on Punk, or his variation of the crossface. And despite struggling, Punk freaking managed to freaking like roll Daniel Bryan over while still being locked in the hold. And got the 3 count, but right after the referee counted 3, CM Punk submitted. But since the ref already counted 3, CM Punk retained the title here.
Yes.
Or retained the WWE Championship here, so thus I don't see it being controversial of an ending. Now, had CM Punk tapped out right when the 3 count happened, then I could see it be more controversial. Right?
Yeah.
But CM Punk freaking tapped out to the yes lock literally within like 2 seconds after the 3 count was done. Right? So I still call it a clean victory despite Punk tapping out after the 3 count was made. And yeah, your thoughts on this one? Like, what are some spots that stand out to you, and what's your overall thoughts on it?
It was pretty much back and forth technical wrestling.
Which CM Punk even in the interview said that these two were have a 5-star classic, which I believe they did. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I said, neither man had the advantage for very long. I can only imagine, like, with their conversation before the match, I bet they were like, let's go out there and steal the show. I think that's what they did. Right?
Probably.
So yeah, CM Punk winning the champ or retaining the championship here. Yeah, it was. I thought it was a good call, and besides, with the Punk tapping out 2 or 3 seconds after the 3 count was made, this actually opened up the story further for more Punk and Bryan interactions for the title, which also included that triple threat match at No Way Out the following month and their Money in the Bank 2012 match against each other. Which that too was also a banger, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
So either way, I think this was the best match, and I can't really describe it any more than I could without it taking super long. It's just one of those matches you need to go back to this event and watch that I would recommend, right?
Yeah.
You know what match I would not recommend? The next one we're about to talk about. The next match, which is the semi-main spot, if you want, or some, even though it's not worthy of a semi-main spot, was another Ryback squash. It was Ryback taking on freaking Hunico, accompanied by Camacho. I mean, Camacho accompanied by Hunico. Yeah, Lillian Garcia screwed up. You cannot freaking convince me otherwise.
Yes, I can. You just don't want to believe it.
But yeah, after the entrances, Ryback freaking dominated Camacho pretty much throughout this whole short ass match. Even though Hunico tried to get involved, and Camacho did get freaking Ryback down, I believe, with a clothesline, but Ryback no-sold it. Kind of like you on 2K.
Yeah.
Gotta bring that shit back. But Ryback was in control, delivered a shell shock to Camacho to win the match.
He didn't just deliver a shell shock. He fucking planted his soul into the fucking ground.
Oh yeah, and for those who don't know, freaking Camacho is freaking known today as Tongaloa.
Tamatanga.
I'm looking at the page right now and it says Tongaloa.
Whatever.
So yeah, it wasn't a good match. I'll be honest, it was shit to me because I usually am not a fan of squashes. But if you think that's bad, well, it's about to get a lot worse. Do we have to talk about this?
Yes.
Why?
Because I said so.
You know what? No. You know what?
Yes.
This main event between John Cena and John Laurinaitis, which the stipulation going into this one, if John Laurinaitis loses, he'll get fired. Sorry, this is a battle of John, so I think you should take over freaking John, aka Riptidz. You take this one over. You describe what happened. I am not going to talk about this. That way we have John talking about the match between John and John. So floor is yours, buddy.
You just don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I'll get my input after you're done describing what happened in this match, if you even want to call it that.
It
This
wasn't
event,
even
which
a
shouldn't even been
match.
the main event. So yeah, you go ahead. Floor's all yours, buddy. Tell the people, the viewers, what happened in this crappy, shitty match.
No, the floor is yours, buddy.
No. This is more of a your match to discuss. I mean, I'm giving it to you for once.
Yes, but it's your channel, buddy.
You're the fucking co-host of these reviews. Sometimes you got to talk about matches. Specifically the ones I don't want to talk about.
Uh-huh.
Plus, you picked it, so it's your favorite main event, so you talk about it, buddy.
As you guys can tell, he's getting butthurt.
Go fuck yourself. I hated this match back then, and I hate it now.
Okay, the whole thing was fucking John Laurinaitis came out the fucking week prior, the Monday prior to this, and was saying, "Oh, I'm the general manager of Raw and SmackDown, so I could cancel a match, make a match, get a guest referee, make a stipulation." But the hostie, known as Eve Torres, came out to ringside, got into the ring, and gave John Laurinaitis a piece of paper. And what was on this paper, Dustin?
It pretty much stated if anyone interferes, they would be terminated on the spot. The match is no DQ. There's no special guest referee. And if Laurinaitis loses, he will be terminated. And let's not forget, and even though they didn't touch on this during the build-up, let's not forget, John Laurinaitis fired Big Show on Raw.
Yes.
Which all adds up at the end.
Yes.
But go on and talk about the match, buddy.
Yeah,
Talk about this long glorified fucking squash, if you even want to call it that.
So John Laurinaitis comes down in my friend's most favorite outfit of his, the jogging suit of people power.
No, that ain't mine. He was wearing his fucking workout clothes. That's what he was
Yes,
wearing.
his jogging suit of people power.
Lord knows you would want an outfit like that. I know that.
No, we all know that you do.
Nah, I'm good.
And then John Cena comes out, doing his normal shit.
Entertain the crowd, including the family of people that were dressed like him.
Yes.
Which they were about to witness the worst match ever of Cena's career.
It wasn't the worst match.
Okay, the most humiliating loss of his career.
Right when the bell, right after they announced John Laurinaitis and Cena in the ring, They ring the bell. And what does the first thing Laurinaitis does? Tuck his tail between his legs and try to run.
Yeah, try to run out of the ring and escape into the crowd like a little bitch. That was just the start.
Oh, that was just the start of the fuckery that's going to be happening.
Now, what else happened in this match? You might as well just talk about this whole match. I don't give a fuck at this point. Talk about all the humiliating spots. Talk about everything that gone on. Talk about the screw job at the finish.
If you would stop interrupting me here, buddy, I would be able to finish the shit.
Go ahead, buddy. What happened next, I wonder?
John Cena grabs his ass and throws him right back into the ring. Yeah. End of story. Nah, that's not what happened.
Oh, you wish. We all wish it was that short. I did enjoy when John Cena nailed friggin' Laurinaitis with that friggin' clothesline, though, near the start after he got back in the ring. He just friggin' leveled his ass with it, like he hated him or something. I remember
John Laurinaitis did not have 1 ounce of freaking offense in this match, if you would call it that, in the beginning.
I would say the offense was 95% Cena, 5% Laurinaitis.
And then one of the words of JR, it was John Cena was stumping a mud hole in Laurinaitis' ass.
And then let's talk about he
got beat like a government mule.
Oh yeah, and let's talk about the STF spot.
Oh yeah, and then John Cena's like, oh,
gets on the microphone.
No, he did the airplane spin first.
Oh yeah,
that was funny. He's all like, I'm gonna go for the FU. He's going for the FU. No, he's not. Airplane spin. And what the hell happens? He mocks John Laurinaitis' sense of balance. And then John Laurinaitis falls outside the ring.
Yes. And then we go to the STF spot, I believe, when Cena got on the microphone and said, I just came out with an idea.
Then we go to John Cena basketballing John Laurinaitis' head on the announce tables.
Oh yeah, and didn't this lead to the commentary spot?
And then this leads to John Cena not just 1 announce table. No.
2 announce tables.
It was 2 announce tables.
Oh yeah, and wait, isn't this where the
and by the way, you think that he didn't just do it a few times, he did it multiple times. Then he tells the Spanish announcers, they go, oh, move over, I'm going to borrow your guys' chairs. And then he puts the headset on John Laurinaitis, grabs the other headset, he's like, oh, you're going to be Michael Cole and I'm going to be Booker T. No. You sound like Booker T. I'll be Michael Cole. Vintage Johnny. And
then all we hear is 5 times.
5 times. And then he falls over.
I'm just like, well, at least Johnny's playing around with the bit. All right. Am I right?
And then John Cena grabs the mic from the ringside.
Oh yeah, and let's not forget. Wait. Before we go to that, I think it was before the table spot. We're totally missing something. John Cena rang freaking Laurinaitis' bell with the ring bell on the outside.
Oh yeah, he grabbed the ring bell and then gave him a bunch of tinnitus. If you don't know what time, it's ringing in the ear. So he kept ringing the bell in his ear.
Bursting Laurinaitis' eardrums. All Laurinaitis heard was a loud ringing. Ding, ding, ding. Which I'm pretty sure you found funny and entertaining. I gotta admit, I was laughing at that too. I'm not gonna lie.
I found this whole match fucking hilarious. And then John Cena's gonna throw him back in. He doesn't just throw him, he literally threw him at the
ring. So Laurinaitis
the
went
ring.
stomach first into the friggin' ring apron, which, as we all know, is the hardest part of the ring.
Yes, and then he rolls him in there, and he's like, "Oh, wait, I have." And then he gets on the mic and says, "Oh, I have an idea. Oh, I'm about to put you in the STFU for 10 seconds. If you can last 10 seconds, I'll let it go.
I'll let it go.
And we're gonna and for people power, we're gonna have the people count along with us." And he puts it in, and everybody's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's like, "Oh, you survived. This is a good news, bad news situation. Good news, you survived. Bad news, I'm gonna do it again." So what does he do? He proceeds to do another STF. And what does Michael Cole do?
He goes, "Let's talk about Johnny."
He literally speed counts all the way to 10.
Oh, wait, that doesn't count. And again, the crowd shouted
Book and King are freaking just laughing their asses off, like I was during this match.
And then the crowd chanted again. Laurinaitis did not tap out. And then afterwards, I believe John Cena was like, "Okay, I'm parched."
He's like, "Oh, I'm parched. I'm gonna go get a drink." And he grabs the bottle of water, and then he's like, "Oh, this was thirsty work." Drinks it. Then he's like, "Oh, Johnny looks like he's." Then he grabs 3 bottles.
Proceeds to dump 2 of them all over Johnny.
Yeah, and then what does he do with the third? He literally lifts up the front of the spandex, puts it, and pours the water right on like he's pissing him. And what does Booker say? Shrinkage.
Shrinkage, yep.
Lots of shrinkage.
And then I know at some point, I think it was shortly after this, Cena went out, grabbed a fire extinguisher.
Yes, he would grab the fire extinguisher and was threatening to use the fire extinguisher, and then he used it and Michael was like, "Look at him now, he's a human popsicle. He looks like Frosty."
He looks like Frosty. I would have said, "Damn, he looks like Glacier."
Well, no, Glacier's too early. He hasn't even arrived yet.
Oh shit. Now for the review segment, he's not yet. Sorry, I had to say a Glacier joke in there at least once. Right?
And then freaking John Laurinaitis is like, "Oh, I'm going to get out of the ring and run." So Cena's freaking just standing in the ring like, "What are we going to do? There's no count out. There's
you're missing
nothing.
A spot that happened on the outside of the ring after the fire extinguisher."
No, I'm not.
No, it was after the fire extinguisher. Cena went out to the timekeeper area, grabs a trash can.
Oh yeah, he grabs the trash can and literally dumps trash on him, and then dumps the trash onto him. So you could say he dumped Dominic Mysterio's content and then put Dominic Mysterio on John Laurinaitis and then smacked him.
Of course, this was at this point where John Laurinaitis had his 5% of offense in there, going after Cena's arm when he tried to escape the barricade.
Yes.
And then Laurinaitis got back to the ringside, worked on the arm some more, but when Cena got back up, Laurinaitis went off running again.
Yeah, and then lo and behold, Big Show shows up.
Drags Laurinaitis back into the ringside, chucks Laurinaitis over that barricade, thus having Laurinaitis fall right in the trash again.
Yes.
And then, near the end of the match, we all know Laurinaitis...
I just like how you're not taking over while I'm just not doing nothing.
Oh yeah, this is like the end of the match, so I can put up with this one, right? As we all know, Laurinaitis was at this point in the middle of the ring, surrounded by Big Show and Cena. And then at one point, Cena looked like he was going to attack Laurinaitis, but Laurinaitis freaking turned around into Big Show. Right? And Big
Show steps on his hand.
And Big Show stepped on his hand. Freaking Big Show ended up tossing Laurinaitis at one point to Cena. Cena got him in the position for the FU, and then we see it. What did we see Big Show do here?
Knockout punch.
Yep. Yep, Cena and Big Show knocked out John Cena. And after about 30 seconds, what does Laurinaitis do?
Pins him.
And that's how. And Laurinaitis won this match. It was shit. And that's how the show went off air. This was garbage. Pun very well intended.
Right?
Yeah. Your thoughts on this one? I'm pretty sure you were laughing at most of it.
Yes.
But for me, yeah, I did find it comical, but still, my thoughts on this stayed the same. It was shit. You shouldn't have a comedy match in your pay-per-view. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk should have main evented this show instead of Laurinaitis and Cena. In my opinion, if they were going to go that route. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this would have been the equivalent to, say, if Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville main evented WrestleMania. That would have been a bad taste in everyone's mouth. For a comedy match, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wasn't a fan of this one. Wasn't a fan of the freaking ending, but at least we got a little bit of justification for it the following month at No Way Out, when Cena beat Big Show in that cage match and Laurinaitis was fired.
Yes.
Thus ending people power. Right?
Yes.
But it still doesn't justify this match not being garbage. It was certainly shit. It was garbage. Right?
Yeah.
So, now that we talked about the event, let's just do what we always do, which is our favorite thing on the review, and that's our rating system / final grades. Christian winning that 20-man People Power Battle Royal, if you want to call it that. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
4.5. It was decent.
Kofi Kingston and R-Truth defeating Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger to retain the tag team titles. I gave that one 3 3/4 out of 5.
3.
Layla defeating Beth Phoenix to retain the Divas Championship. I gave that one 3.5 out of 5.
I guess 3.5. Yeah.
Sheamus defeating Jericho, Orton, and Del Rio in that 4-way match to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. I gave that one 4 out of 5.
I gave it 4.5.
Brodus Clay defeating The Miz. 2 out of 5.
3.
Christian defeating Cody Rhodes to win the Intercontinental Championship. 3 3/4 out of 5.
4.
CM Punk defeating Daniel Bryan to retain the WWE Championship. Easy 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Ryback defeating Camacho in that squash match. 0 out of 5.
1.5.
And in the main event, your favorite main event, may I add, John Laurinaitis defeating John Cena in that no disqualification match. Negative 5 out of 5. Like, a 0 doesn't even justify how crappy this match was. It gets negative 5 out of 5. And what would you rate this?
I gave it 2. I gave it a negative 100 and positive 5 for comedy.
Whatever. Whatever, it's your thought. I mean, yeah, the comedy was good, but this match had no business main eventing the show, only because it was John Cena in it. That was the only logic that they had. The WWE title match was better. So, my final grade for Over the Limit 2012 is a D. And the only reason it's not in F territory is because of the four-way match for the world title and, of course, the Punk and Bryan match for the WWE Championship.
Not a D.
You would give it, what, a D?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if there's any matches I would recommend to go back and watch from this show, it would obviously be that four-way for the world title or the WWE title match between Bryan and Punk. Other than that, you really don't need to see any of the other matches. Oh, and to avoid disappointment and a headache, avoid the main event. You don't need to see it. Or if you're going to watch it for the comedy bits and then turn it off as soon as freaking Laurinaitis gets offense. Then you'll be happier with yourself. If you want to call it that. I don't know. All right. So, yeah, that's our thoughts. That's our review and thoughts of Over the Limit 2012. Now, next week, ball's in my court. And ironically, next week is the last pay-per-view review before Crown Jewel, as we know, which is a week from Saturday at time of recording. So, and it is the month of October, buddy. A lot of great shows happen in the month of October, but a lot of crappy shows also happen in the month of October. As we know. You made me watch a pay-per-view with a shitty-ass main event. So, I thought to myself over this past week, especially after watching this, that I'll make you watch a show that's, in a lot of people's mind, belongs in the trash. A show that we were originally supposed to do months ago. Yes, we are reviewing Hell in a Cell 2019.
All right.
With that freaking crappy cell match between The Fiend, or the late great Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins.
That's the only one. That's the only match I do not agree with on that pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's a shitty main event. So you gave me this shitty main event, I raise you that shitty main event. Maybe there will be some hidden gems. We don't know. We were supposed to originally freaking do this review back in July, but due to real life events, we had to pivot. So I figured, well, might as well just watch it now and get out of the way at this point. So yeah, we'll see exactly how crappy that main event was. So until next time, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.